Tuesdays.
You know what's crazy is that I had a taco supreme or Crunchwrap Supreme from Taco Bell.
I'm like okay, so like I'm really big on like routine. I mean, I got to be. So I hate options overwhelm me. So I like to
Yeah.
say like hamburgers on Mondays, Tuesdays tacos, Wednesdays spaghetti or like some type of pasta, Thursdays some type of like bready thing, so like pizza, sub, whatever.
All right, you guys ready to
That's
go?
interesting.
Yeah, because we're talking about tacos because it's Tuesday. And it's Table Talk Tuesday. Welcome to the show. We are officially live. Good evening, everybody. This is Omar T from the 313. And you like that one? You like
I guess.
that one? All right, I gotta start
I'm
making
excited. I'm excited. I have Kamer here, and one of my role models, someone I looked up to ever since I was a kid, across the street. You know.
Listen, if you told...
So I'm excited. You know.
What's
Thank
up?
you so much.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
We gotta get the tissue ready if you're gonna start doing this right now.
Listen, she knows I
Oh
look
my
up to
God,
her.
we're gonna need the tissues.
No, we're not.
We're not.
Need the
We're
tissues.
empowering each other, right?
You know what?
There's nothing wrong with no tears.
There's
Yeah.
nothing wrong
That's
with it. We
We
gotta
talked
feel the
about that.
emotions and just
Remember?
Yes.
absorb
That was
it
last
and-
week's episode. We talked about there's nothing wrong with tears.
Nothing.
Absolutely,
We
it's
have
releasing
to,
your
like,
toxins.
We have to understand our emotions. It's very important.
That is
And
true.
it is connected to our worth. So
There you go.
it's the topic that we have today. So
Oh,
I'm excited.
you know what, man? Introduce
no, go
everybody.
ahead.
Oh my God, no, seriously. You're already doing an amazing job. She talking about she's worried
No,
and
go
stuff.
ahead. No,
I'm serious. That's how
Yeah.
you gotta connect this. See, I like how you did that.
That's
We were
a
talking about
beautiful segue.
something.
I'm just gonna be me. I'm just gonna be.
That's
just,
all
And that's what we
want.
wanted.
That's
what we
exactly
wanted.
why I'm here. So let's go.
Yes, so my wife is chiming in. Thank you so much. I just want to make sure that we were live, so she's throwing a wave in, and then we have somebody saying, "Oh, what's up, Ahmad? What's going on? I don't know you because
Oh
of the
my God.
name, so I just want to make sure I just say what's up to everybody." But before we give our shout outs and stuff like that, I do want to introduce everybody. As you guys all know, my big sis Abir Thab is in the building. Guest co-host is in the building, Shayman Ghalib as well. And then our guest of today is Kamer Zindani. Shout out to Kamer, she's in the building.
The woman of the hour.
Peace. I come in peace.
Yes, she
I'm
comes in peace.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah, and today's topic is about knowing your worth, which is going to be a great one. We're looking forward to it. But before we continue, I do want to give a shout out to our sponsors. Our sponsors today are BC Adhesives and the Balkan House Restaurant. And I'm going to give a shout out first to the Balkan House Restaurant, a place that we are all familiar
Yes.
with. Just another coincidence. Small world kind of thing. I had a giveaway, and
Yeah.
Ahmad was the winner of the
That's
giveaway, which is with the Balkan House.
It's beautiful. I got to give that gift cards to my boys, Mohammed and Kareem.
Yes.
So I'm blessed. Thank
Alhamdulillah, man. Yeah, great kids, by the way.
Thank you
Both
so
of them
much.
great kids. So shout out to the Balkan House Restaurant. They are a sponsor of all of our shows, gold sponsor. They're famous for their sandwich, the doner kebab. You know, they even serve breakfasts. All their food is halal. I don't know if people knew that. The service is A1. They are always giving back to the community. Do you want to talk about the Balkan House and how they treat you as well, Kamer? Like, I know when you go there, do you appreciate them?
Yeah, oh, it's great going there. New faces, new people, diversity in Hamtramck. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it is, and
So
they
proud.
brought a new thing to Hamtramck, which is awesome, and doing all that stuff as well. Like they're great people. Hamza T works there too, a guy on the Movement podcast. So you know, family and family over there, man. We appreciate them. They
Beautiful.
treat you like a family, and they literally have family on there. Shout out to Juma Eket, shout out to Hassan. We appreciate them at the Balkan House Restaurant. And so it's time to get the show on the road. All right, let's get this show started. I do want to share this link, but before I share the link, I want to start off with Kamer and say, as the guest, do you want to introduce yourself right now for the people that may not know who Kamer Zindani is? So can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yes, I am Kamer Zindani, and I am a single mother of two boys, Mohammed and Kareem. I am a born Detroiter.
Oh yeah.
Alhamdulillah, 6 mile.
Yeah, there you
We have
go.
to mention that, huh?
Yeah.
Just for you, Omar. Just
There
for
you go.
you.
That's exactly. You gotta make sure I mention it before every show.
Yeah.
But once I better start sharing her answers, I'm like 6 miles.
Stop.
Well, and I also wanted to mention this is my first live since I've been in camera since the ribbon cut ceremony, which was in 2018.
Yes.
So this is something big and important for me, and I hope many follows and really enjoy the topic today. And this is great. I'm so proud of all of you. So proud of all of you.
Thank you.
We're
Thank
so
you.
happy to have you.
Thank you so much, Kamer. Shay, you haven't said anything yet. I want to make sure you get a word in right now before we start with the questions.
No, man, let's keep it going.
Let's keep
They
it
all
going.
know. They know me.
Yeah.
I'm old
just wanna
news.
make sure you don't got nothing you want to mention right now.
They know when I speak. It's like,
Okay.
whoa.
Like people like turn up the
Yeah.
volume.
Well, there's
So
gonna
like-
be some new people maybe, so maybe you should just
Well, my name.
introduce,
Shay, you come
introduce
on.
yourself, Bun.
Okay, in a nutshell, hi guys, I'm Shay. I co-host with the beautiful Abid and Ahmad. I love you. But basically, I absolutely love what we're doing, and I'm here for it. We're gonna get real and raw like always, and as always, stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Beautiful.
Stay tuned is correct. So thank you, by the way. I just seen that I missed your call comment. I'm sorry.
No,
And for
that's
those
okay.
that are watching, if you guys want to call in, by the way, the number to call in is 313-306-1750. You want to come and chat with us. You could also call in. Yeah, so call in at any point.
don't
The
be
number is
shy. We haven't-
313.
We haven't had any calls.
Yeah, I probably haven't been pushing
You
it
need
hard
to
enough.
slow down the number. You
The
say it
number
so fast.
Okay, the number is 313-306-1750. Again, at 306-1750. Area code 313.
I love it.
Feel free to chime in. You can call in and discuss the topics that we are about to discuss today. And that topic is knowing your worth. I think Abid is the one that mentioned it, and we thought it was, yes, it's very important to talk about knowing your worth and the importance of it. And as soon as I knew that, I was like, Kamer, we're gonna put Kamer on the show
So honored.
she
So
she
honored.
talks about that kind of stuff. And
Life is great, right?
It's
Yes.
very, very important. Your worth is so important.
see,
It's part of life.
I think Kamer low key has been doing this, and we don't know that.
She
Because
does. She
that
does
is
know
the
her
first
slogan.
question: is why is it important to know your worth? So Kamer, I'm gonna ask you that. I'm gonna start off with you, Kamer. Why is it important for people to know their worth?
You must know your worth. You must know your worth. It's part of life. It's part of life. You won't know how to live life if you don't know your worth. It's very important.
And I guess can you go into details and like more about knowing your worth? I guess, and why is it important? I guess.
It's all relations to the earth, to be honest with you. Life could be so simple. So simple. We don't need all this worry and depression and talking to many people to bring in more thoughts into you. You have all the answers within yourself.
Yes.
You got to have time to understand why you're here, why you're on this earth. Just go back to that question. Answer yourself, and you'll know that you're here for a reason. It's a full purpose. And only you will understand it. Only you. It's for you. God is with you always. There is nothing greater than God. So you have nothing to worry about. Like, nothing.
And all that connects with knowing your worth, and you believe that all there's a connection with all that.
Connection is knowing your worth and understanding your value. Like, you just got to go back within and knowing that Allah's greater, and you have nothing to worry about. You really don't. When you get to those stages, just get back to like understanding, like every breath that you take, Allah's with you, and everything will be fine. Life is simple. It's as simple as going outside and just breathing in the air and looking at the beauty, because life is beautiful.
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah.
You know, I follow you on Snap and Instagram, and she's always posting inspirational videos and inspirational quotes. And, you know, you were just talking about the other day watering your plants, and now it's your turn to water yourself. You know what I'm
Plant.
saying? Like, it's that life. It's that simplicity.
Yes, life is simple.
So, Abba, do you want to add on to it? Why is it important to knowing your worth?
When you look at statistics, you know, most illnesses come from depression. And where does depression come from? Low self-worth. So, and the way that I see it is I struggled with self-worth, you know, growing up, you know, the way that we grow up in a very closed-minded household, and you don't even have a chance to express what you want. You don't even know who you are, okay? So how do you have self-worth if you don't even know who you are? Because you're trying to be a people pleaser.
Yes.
You're trying to, you know, make sure that everybody's happy with your choices. You're getting the highest grades, and you're doing all this stuff. We're going to get into that, you know, in the other questions. But basically, self-worth is important, because if you're not living for yourself, you're not living.
Exactly.
Shame
And then
at
that's
you.
where the suicidal thoughts come in, and the depression, and then all that good, other bad stuff. I was going to say good stuff, but bad stuff.
Shema, do you want to chime in about knowing your worth as well?
Yeah, you just got to remember that your body is your temple is your body. So when you nurture yourself and you realize what you're actually putting into it, you're like, nobody wants to eat a ugly burger. No, nobody wants to eat a burger that looks like it just came from McDonald's when you can have somebody that looks like it came from like, like Famous Hamburger, or somebody that looks like it's actually merateb or put together well, right? So the same thing with yourself. You shouldn't be looking at yourself and just giving yourself the bare minimum, because that's what life will give you the bare minimum. And the more you put into yourself, the better the projectile view will demonstrate.
Yep, that is awesome. That is awesome, and all of those answers are great about knowing your worth. Everybody that just mentioned something again is pretty much I agree with everything that was just mentioned, and I also want to just chime in and just say that we are live on Oz Media 313's YouTube page, and then you can later watch this show on Oz Media, Apple, and Spotify podcast. So just want to make sure I share that as well, and I just shared it on the Motivate Me 313 Facebook page as well. So, Shema, I'm going to start off with you on the next one then. You kind of touched on this, but I guess what opportunities do people miss out on if they don't know their worth? I think that's very important to talk about this as well.
Yeah, and I'll kind of tie in a story that goes back to me, almost. So, if you've never experienced, I don't want to say you've never, because everybody has experienced a low point in their life. But my low point of my life basically consumed me. Okay, and when I mean consumed me, I'm saying it consumed me from every level of life. So I'm talking mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. Was I eating? No. Was I sleeping? I was sleeping like a bat. At night, I was up all night, sleeping in the daytime. I would block out my lights. It was just very, very sad. And when you see yourself like that was 2 years. So for 2 years of my life, I lost opportunities that I will never be able to get back. So when you realize that you're doing this because the blockage, or because there's clarity, or because you just genuinely need help, and you are ultimately stopping yourself, you need to go back to the fundamental reasons on why are they stopping you. Is it fear? Is it distrust? What's the root cause? Because usually when you can find the root cause, a solution will start to spare up. So for me, I feel like you miss out on opportunities. You miss out on the privilege of loving yourself. You miss out on the privilege of seeing your absolute best. And here's the thing that I took on from all of the hardships that have been in my life, and I'll share it with you guys. We should all be striving for two things, right? Two things. Our virtue, which is our deen and our religion, right? Our relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then the second thing that should be so dear to us is striving to the best versions of ourselves, which means our best character, right? So you lose out on that opportunity. You lose out on the ability to get to the best version of yourself because of you. And that's kind of like a hard pill to swallow for me, So when I realized that I was ultimately my own enemy, if you will, I took a deep breath, and I realized, okay, there's things that we need to work on.
Yeah, definitely. Kamer, do you want to add on to that?
I agree. Everything you said, you're correct, that we do go to the negative side of everything. It's weird, but it's what you said earlier as well. It's about how your environment, how you grow up and everything, but it's fine. Like you said, everyone's going to go through experiences. Just know yourself. Go back to yourself. Literally, it's so simple. Go back to yourself. Breathe it out, for real. Start understanding how important that you're breathing right now. Why? Why are you here? Why are you on this earth? Understand from just going back to your breath. It's that simple. If people could just go back to that and understand that life is simple. It's as easy as breathing and understanding how do you feel? Your emotions. Feel your emotions. Yeah. Understand them. In order to know that, you must sit alone with yourself and understand. And you could do it at any time, especially after Salah,
Yeah.
Anytime. You could even step outside, have a walk, and just understand yourself. Just be alone, take some time and understand why you're here. And you'll understand how worthy you are, how beautiful you are. Because the world is really beautiful.
Yeah. I got a serious question. Are you taking walks in 6 Mile?
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Serious question.
Yes, I have family all around.
That's good.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
I mean, it is a little difficult, but yes, I am actually walking in 6 Mile. I've been living there all my life.
Alhamdulillah.
And
It's beautiful, you guys.
Yeah.
I'm scared to look our way right now.
Yeah.
I can't believe I'm surrounded by all 60.
I was gonna say we're overpowering you.
How the heck did this happen? You guys are the limited one. How the heck did this happen?
Hey, we moving on up, right? We moving on up.
I'm in the wrong crowd.
With the flow
Hey.
of life, Allah gives us things, subhanAllah, and any given moment. So we just accept what God gives us and
You're good
we
in the
keep it
bad,
moving.
right?
Oh, yes.
And
It's
so,
always good. We're born
always
in good. So it's going to be always good. Alhamdulillah. No matter what it is.
yeah, and so my question to you, Kamer, is I guess people missing out on opportunities. Like, can you give me like maybe someone that you know or just examples of situations where when someone does not know their worth, what are some opportunities that they've missed out on?
Man, I mean, by knowing themselves and how beautiful they are. Just by speaking. Literally, just by speaking. That's how beautiful they are. And it's so sad that they don't know their worth even by their little, by children growing up. I've seen a lot. Scared, tired, like confused, and it breaks my heart. I was educated for 10 years. SubhanAllah, now I'm in business, so
Yeah.
SubhanAllah, alhamdulillah. But yeah, it's something that, it's a practice. It's a practice, honestly. And they would lose a lot of opportunities by knowing themselves.
For sure.
So that's what they'll miss out.
Abby, do you want to add on to that?
Yeah. So to change it up a little bit,
Yes.
I feel like when you don't know your worth in a relationship, right? You're blocking your blessings for another relationship that might be better. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? When you're staying in a relationship because you don't know your worth because of the situation or whatever, because you're scared, there's no one out there you're blocking your blessings coming your way because you're stuck in that situation. Okay, a job. You might think you're not qualified for it. So you're like, I'm not going to, fill out this resume because I don't think I'm good for it. You never know.
Never
you
know.
could be the person that they're looking for,
Step
right?
into it.
A
Don't
business.
stay still.
Or a
Step into it. Or a business. There you go.
There you go. Or a business, right?
Man, especially the business.
You're scared. That self-doubt, not knowing your worth. You know what I'm saying? You can miss out on that. You can miss out on learning something new because you think that you might not be able to do it. Like that field is too hard for me, so I'm not going to even go into that field. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You don't have that worth, you can't do it. When you talked about the children, so with children, they're scared, especially when because they think that they're going to be judged on their capability of doing something, right? Because you get grades. But just like Albert Einstein said, right? If you judge a fish on how to climb a tree, he'll fail, right? So we have to, because we're the older generation. We're looking down. We're growing the next generation. We have to make sure that we're providing opportunities where they'll feel successful, and that where they'll feel like they can actually achieve and do better. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, 100%.
So you will miss out on a lot if you don't have self-worth. If we don't build that as kids. You know what I'm saying?
And this is great that we have this going on because people don't know where to go. They don't know who to talk to. They don't understand that level, again, because of since young age, their environment. So, like a live like this is so important. Like, even though I'm like seriously shaking right now, you guys, seriously. But I'm like overpowering that because I know I could do it. I know I'm speaking.
Yeah.
Like your self-worth.
Exactly. You can do anything. Anything you put your mind to it. Just know yourself. Know yourself. You could do it. You gotta encourage yourself every day. Every day. I don't care. By yourself, on your own. Just encourage yourself. The power of words. I promise.
No, I'm gonna hold off. I'm gonna hold off. No, I'm gonna hold off. That was for. I know there's a question coming
Yeah.
up that will really tie into what I have to say.
And I guess just to wrap it up on my end, first of all, we got a 6 mile from Khalid, and then we got so proud of you at Kamer from Ghayda M. I don't know if you know Ghayda M, but yeah, I just want to mention the way I'm going to wrap it up. I mean, I guess the last question, and we don't have to wrap it up, we can keep talking about it, but I think the biggest thing is when you don't know your worth, you don't appreciate life. As much as you could, yeah. You don't appreciate life for all the fullest, everything that you miss out on. Not knowing your worth, you're a negative person, so you don't try to get that job. You don't try to become a business owner. You don't try to, if there's somebody that you want to grow with and, get married. You're scared to take that step because you're so negative and you don't appreciate life because you don't know your own personal worth. And that can drag along your whole life. It could tear you down.
It can.
80% of our thoughts are negative.
Yeah.
It's our job to all right,
block them out.
Let me get this.
Just you have to be aware of it. Be aware of your emotions and why you're feeling the way you're feeling.
Yeah.
Especially when you get to the negative side of things.
You
You
know?
have to stop it. Like, no, it's making me, my heart race. Why is it? No. I have to hear myself, what's going on. Why am I like this? And then if it's from a negative side, know that, nope, I'm on the good side.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep it going. And you got to move forward. Move forward. Because if you sit still to the point where you're keeping that negative on you, you will sit there and it will keep you there. You won't know how to move. Stay active, everyone. Stay active. Move outside. Look at the earth and look at the blessings that we have around us.
Yes.
And it's easier said than done. So that's why it's important to keep pushing, because it's not as easy for some people, because for some people those negative thoughts is more than 80%. For some
And
people
connection is key. Connection. Like, you must connect the people that's around you, that's giving you the positive energy. You must connect with them. And if you see someone that's sad, and I mean, this is why we have our senses, you guys. Like, we see, we hear, we taste. You know, you have to be aware of that. Acknowledge what's going on with you first before you try to go after others to save them. Because we have it in us. Because we're good people. You know? So my thing is to get back to you. Always, every chance you got. Go back to you so you can help others. That's why we're here. This is our main purpose in this world.
Yeah.
I mean, we won't have anything, you know, without all of us. So we might as well be good and connect and share, you know?
It's a good.
I love it. Well, I love
Yeah,
it.
great conversation so far. Yeah, definitely great conversation so
Alhamdulillah.
far. And so, since we're talking about not knowing the worth, I put this question in here just so we can have a little, not a debate, but, you know, a discussion about who do we feel like doesn't value their worth more. Girls or ladies or males or females. Let's do it like that, right? Males or females. Who does not value their worth more? And I'm looking at you, Abid. I'm starting off because everybody already started off a question, so I'm gonna start off with you now, Abid.
So I thought about this really hard, you
Yes.
know, and I'm like, okay, girls, because, you know, we have so much pressure on us and blah, blah, blah. But then I think, I'm like, there's some guys that really don't know their worth either. You know what I'm saying? I really think it stems from how they were raised, whether it's a guy or a girl, the household that they're in, honestly. I really think it's the environment that, you know, shaped them to be the person that they are. If you're in an environment that's positive, that we're, you know, pushing you to be who you are and helping you to reach your goals and telling you can do it and having that mindset, you're going to have more self-worth. But if you're in an environment that be like, girl, what are you talking about? You know, why are you thinking like that? Or blah, blah, blah. And there's a lot of self-doubt and there's a lot of negative comments towards your way, or the circle that you're in, no one's really growing, and, you know, all that other stuff. You're going to have, you know, less self-worth. That's what I came from. So I don't think it's really gender, so to say.
Yeah, I
but-
think there's a balance.
But that's not what the question's saying.
I know, but I can't choose.
No.
I'm gonna be neutral.
That's what.
Thank you.
Hold on. Let me just make sure.
I can't.
Why you're so they're automatically gonna.
That was supposed to be a boo, but
That's a crowd
Yeah.
booing for her.
Yeah.
Crowding her out. I was like,
I think the answer was great.
I think it's great, but it's very politically
very
correct.
yeah, that was very politically
You know, I try
correct.
to be politically-
And now you're gonna make all of these viewers automatically hate me.
No, I don't think that at all. No.
Sorry.
Absolutely,
You
because
are
you're gonna
entitled to
play
your
neutral
opinion.
Nancy
Listen,
over here.
You are
Neutral
entitled for
Nancy.
your opinion,
Yes.
Wallah. You're-
Neutral Nancy.
Listen, you're entitled. Wallah, I'm whatever, you know. You gotta
It's
get it.
good. We're laughing here.
Yeah.
You know what? Whatever. I'm here for it.
Go
Y'all
ahead,
can.
Shaman. Now go ahead. It's
No,
on
you can't do that to me. Can you just give me a?
All right, I'll go.
Okay, yeah.
please,
Yeah,
I
I'll go.
wanna
But
hear from you.
yeah, Miss Mooring, by the way, chimed in and said connecting is so important, but comparing is pointless. Self-worth is self-fulfilling, which we
Yeah,
agree
that's
100%. Shout out to Miss
We don't
Mooring.
compare out here.
Very true. Very true.
Comparing is not good. It's not, especially parents compare kids to other kids. Like that never
my
works out for the
God.
kid.
Those
Right.
are some of the words that we need to eliminate. Like, we shouldn't do that, especially
at-
when it comes to kids.
Blah blah blah, or look at blah blah
Yeah,
blah.
yeah. Because everybody got a different.
Everyone is different in their own way.
Yeah.
Everyone's beautiful in their own way. So
Yes.
that's how we should look at people.
And so I'm gonna say men because I was expecting you to say ladies. So I'm gonna go ahead and say, well, if we're gonna all end up saying men, then that's probably I should probably shift my
she's
answer
like, no.
because first of all, don't get me wrong.
No, go ahead. I want to hear what you have to say.
On the table, I think it's easy to say that ladies don't know their self-worth because of the generation of men being overpowering in different aspects of life. But when you break it down in me, because I guess it's from my own experience, I see it more in men. First of all, growing up in high school, I seen so many athletes didn't do anything with their lives because of the people that they surrounded themselves with. And I used to tell my friends, nothing, and as a coach and as a person that's an adult, nothing bothers me more than seeing a kid who's so talented doesn't know how to use that talent in real life. Or they let other people get to them, or they let a situation just change the course of their lives, you know? And so that, beginning off of that, just off of that one tip.
Just one thing.
Yes.
I remember you when you coached baseball and you the team wasn't that good.
Did you
And
really?
He coached everything.
Did you really coach baseball though?
Yeah.
That's cool.
And he got a bottle
Yeah.
of water. Can you have to tell them. You have to tell them.
Yeah, so I guess
It
for
was
them
really
to know their full potential, okay? I told them basically to, before every game, I want you to fill up a bottle of water. And I made them go grab it. If they didn't have some, I bought some, 2-liter bottles of water empty. Okay. And I brought it to practice, and I basically told them, I was like, fill up the bottle of water before every game. I was like, that water is a symbol of your potential. Okay? It's a symbol of, potential worth, same situation. So at the end of each game, I want you to dump the bottle of water of how much potential do you think that you left out on the field. Like if you did everything that you had to do, dump the whole bottle. If you think that you didn't do so well, you're gonna wake up to a full bottle of water, and that's your potential that you left.
Be true to yourself.
Be true to yourself. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I thought that it was gonna be something they're gonna laugh at. These are 9, 10, 11, and 12-year-old kids. But, that same year, it was like a roller coaster of an amazing year. And then we ended up winning the championship that year.
Yeah,
but
well,
besides the
beautiful.
championship, just to see the kids growing and appreciating something like
They knew their worth.
that.
They knew what they can put,
Yeah.
And they were the own judge of it. Like,
Yeah.
did I really try my best, or did I really put my, so I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, so I let them decide that, and then they basically, they ran with it. Like, kids were telling me, they're like, Coach, how much should I dump of water? I was like, 75% of it. I'm like that. Like, oh, Coach, should I dump the full bottle? I was like, dump the whole full bottle, So they used to ask me that, and they used to appreciate that, but that was
Sometimes you
something.
need a visual.
Yeah,
they need
and
a
I
visual.
love that.
Yeah.
Really
Sometimes you
need
need
more
something to
mentors.
physically touch, hold, to
Coaches.
like resonate with it, and I love
Yeah.
that. That's actually, I'm
We really
gonna steal
need
that.
more teachers and mentors, especially male mentors.
Yeah,
and,
we definitely do, 100%.
Coaches, like what you did. That's a great strategy to help younger kids see a visual of
And I'm gonna steal that.
what you're explaining. I mean,
Yeah.
she does a great job of explaining things. I love it, and I bet you're a great teacher, mashallah. I'm so proud of you.
I teach first grade, so
I'm
it's
so-
like,
no,
they all
that's-
love me still.
That is like the best, where they absorb all the information. So you're great. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. And if you ever need me to read, I love to read
come
to kids.
through.
Yes.
We gotta talk.
Yes.
Table talks over here. Shayma Ghalib. Okay, now I'm gonna put the spot back on you. Now going back to the original
Okay.
question, which gender tends to not fail to know their worth? I guess male or female.
Okay. I want to start off by saying that we both experience self-worth in different ways, okay? One thing that we fail to understand is, and like we really just need to sit down and understand this, is we're literally different species. We're different species, so the rules are going to be a little bit different for guy and girl, right? So the way that we girls experience self-doubt and self-worth is going to be a lot different on the reflection of how a man is going to show it, right? So that's very, very important. So a man's not going to sit here and be like, oh, does my outfit look good, or do my hair, or whatever. No, they're going to do it more on their pride, or more on their what makes them, what feels like they're going to be a man, or whatever the case may be, right? So I also want to talk about the importance about how we raise our generation and how we normalize things, right? So it doesn't matter of what it is, boy or girl, or the legitimacy of how what gender we are. I honestly think it goes back to self, right? Self. So even if you get to a level where you're realizing that you're capable of so much more, right? It's at a point where you've been at the lowest of yourself, right? And it doesn't really necessarily, like, I've resonated so much with people, and it doesn't matter, guy, girl. It doesn't really matter when it comes to gender, right? But the thing that I've come to realize, it's just the pain hits different because we're literally just a different species. That's literally the breakdown. The breakdown is, you guys won't understand this one because it's like we get certain stuff. It's kind of like French and Spanish. Like, it's very similar, but they got their own little twang. But it's not like, you'll recognize a couple behaviors, but it's not 100% similar. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Or something within that nature. But like, I think it's very important to realize that it's never going to be. Nobody can take away from your particular worthiness. And that's also very important. So however you think of yourself in that worthiness title, that's what you're not viewing yourself. And do I think who stems from that more? I do think it's female. I feel like females were more, and the only reason why is because, remember when I was talking about that species? Our species, we're more in tuned. We have the intuition. So we're more reflective on who we are, and we can recognize faster or probably easier than the male species that, you know what, we need to get to, like, to better ourselves so we can get to the best version of ourselves. So I definitely think it swings more female. Because I genuinely believe that for women, and this is, remember, everything has pros and cons, and I'll take this. This is something that I say, yeah, I'll take it, because it tells me that I'm connected with my emotions, and that tells me that I can recognize when something's at fault in my body, and I can hurry up and nip it in the bud faster than half of the population, which is the male species. You know what I mean? So it should, like, in a sense, once a female knows her self-worth, it's a different thing.
Unstoppable.
It's a different thing. You just see that? Did you see that? Now, when I say when a man knows his self-worth, it kind of sounds like
Nobody's here.
it kind of sounds it's kind of like expected almost, right? It's kind of like, he should, there's no really reason for him not to know his worth. He's a dude.
Yeah.
Like, wait, he has
expected.
because it comes off in a different way, in a different thing that we won't understand, because the way that we're viewing it, girls, we're looking at it like, how do they not? It's because it's not existent in their species, in their realm of life. You get what I mean? So for us, that's what I say. When a woman knows who she is, it's a wrap. Because even though this is a man's world, if you want to call it, it's 2021, baby.
Yeah, by the way, I just want to make it clear that I'm a firm
Mic drop.
believer that if a woman doesn't know her worth, and I think they're the most powerful people in the world. You know, that's coming from a guy. I'm gonna tell you that right now. But the problem is, women have a hard time fully capabling their whole worth. So I'm gonna let you now answer the question, Kamer. Which gender tends to not know their worth more?
Honestly, I really have this balance of it all, because I have two boys.
Do I have to come up with that bad noise again? I don't know. All right.
No, I really think there's a balance to it, because I mean, I come from a different, generation, and my boys come from a different generations, and they don't have no role models around them. I mean, I got a big family, but I'm again a really single mother of two boys. It's just me and my boys.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's just me and my boys. So they don't have really people around them to kind of like guide them or talk to them in that certain way to, help them understand that. So I had a hard time trying to see what level they are, especially because I don't speak their language, I don't know what they're going through. And it was very difficult. But alhamdulillah, it goes back to within you, to knowing yourself and acknowledging, being aware of what's going on around you. So I learned a lot through my experiences, and finally just really looking within myself of, who am I? Why am I here? Like, why am I letting all these people dictate what my life should be and how it should go?
That part.
Especially with my kids, how to deal with them and how to raise them, and you're just a female, what are you doing? It's like, no, we're gonna do this. We got this. And we do. Alhamdulillah, we're great. I mean, we're fine. We're living, I'm breathing and enjoying life. Alhamdulillah, I have a 21-year-old and a 17-year-old.
Wow.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
Ni'mah, blessings, all around. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
Every day is a good day.
Yep.
Every day is a good day. And just remind people as much as you can. I mean, I go out in the world, and I see many people around me. And I make sure I smile to the world. It's beautiful.
Yeah,
Why
you
not?
are always smiling, mashallah.
Alhamdulillah. I mean, everything around me is beautiful. It's what you look at, what you see. I mean, it
Yeah,
goes back to
positive
that.
mindset.
Beauty is in the eyes of the beholder, right? Isn't that the
Yes.
famous line?
Yes.
Right.
All right. So thank you, by the way. Caltrey said best coach out there. Then my wife agreed. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. And by the way, if y'all want to call in, again, the number is
Oh, that would be great.
313-306-1750. Again, it's 313-306-1750. You can call in, join in on the conversation. The last question we just asked is which gender fails to know their worth more. I'm sure people out there want to share with that. But we're going to keep the ball rolling, and I think this is one, again, if you only feel comfortable with this, I don't want anybody to feel uncomfortable, and I can also start it off if y'all want me to, just to get the ball rolling. But if you feel like sharing, tell us a time you may have not known your worth. You want to tell a personal story, obviously, or if you could tell a story maybe from someone else, you've seen it with your own two eyes, but obviously don't want to name names, calling anybody out. But I got a story about my sister. I'm joking.
Oh, good.
No, but does anybody want to go first with this part, or I could go first if
think
y'all
you
want me
should
to?
go first.
Go ahead.
And I don't mind going first because
I was gonna say
Yeah, let's hear
so
your story.
I see. So this is me personally, and listen. I just want to say alhamdulillah for everything. And if I ever put myself looking like I'm putting myself above anybody, astaghfirullah, I would never want to do something like that. I would never want to come off like that. But my biggest stories, and I'm not going to get into a specific detail about one specifically, but it was always when I was growing up and I was hanging around people who didn't benefit me mentally or anything like that. And I couldn't tell you all how much that bothered me personally. Like, I would leave the situation, and my friend just texted me, who's a great guy, Z, my buddy Z right here, and I told him I was going to mention you right now, so I know he's probably laughing, but, you know, he had the same mindset as me, and, like, we would leave moments where, like, you know, a bunch of guys are hanging out, but they do the same thing 24/7, 7 days a week. And
365.
Yeah, 365. And this was before I was married. And I told myself, like, when I get married, like, I'm not going to be hanging out. Like, I enjoy my time with my family. Like, I sincerely do. You want to know what makes me happy? This is what makes me happy. But there was that time period before I got married and, you know, during college, after college, pretty much, that little time period where it was like, what am I doing? Like, I have so much things in my mind and I'm sitting here just doing nothing, you know? And it bothered me so much, and so many people in our generation, kids that are younger, are going through the same phase. They're going through the same phase.
Their
And
kids are going through that, and that's what's sad.
yeah, and yeah, I just want to say that, like, that was the biggest thing. Like, it's not really one specific moment. It was just constant moments. It may have happened once a week where I just sit there and I reflect on my day, and I'd be like, why am I, you know, hanging out with these, you know, people that are just, you know, doing the same thing every day. Like me, I'm all about positive mind people, you know, growing. How can we help each other? How can we help other people, you know, kind of mindset. And it drained me. It drained me, and I couldn't do it anymore.
It's that habit of the way, you know, the people that are around them, that's what they're used to. That's what they're used to seeing.
Yeah, and nothing knocking on that. If that makes you happy, please continue to do that.
That's
it just
too.
me.
The happiness part. They don't know what can make them happy.
What
They don't
true.
know. They don't understand it. They have more negative than the positive. So they don't have the feel of joy and excitement, encouragement from a lot. There isn't. I mean, even going to school, even like being around the family, like it's either yelling, screaming, or, you know, and then this generation, it's like everyone's on their phones. I mean, that
It's
is
crazy.
just the
That's
wild
a
part.
big problem.
That's a huge problem. We need things like this that are more active, where they could use it and utilize it. We need more young people here. We need to, this is great. This is great, and inshallah we start other little things for the communities. We have to understand how important connection is. Community, different communities, even outside the city. Not only one focal point of one city, no. We're not going to grow that way.
No.
We must have connections within the cities.
So, Kamer, since you are, hold up, little bro, you was hanging with me at the time. No, I'm playing. Great conversation. This is Mo Thabit, by the way, my brother Moti. Shout out to Moti, my big bro Moti. He's in the building. Much love from Atlanta. Oh, proud of you for starting the show to the moon, my boy. This is Amir Muhammad. Shout out to Amir Muhammad. Thank you. We got people tuning in right now.
That's
So thank you so
wonderful. I'm
much.
so glad.
So, Kamer, you're talking. So it's easy for me to pass it to you.
Okay, go
Yeah.
ahead.
So, a situation. If you feel comfortable sharing, I don't want you to
Whatever
feel,
you want.
but whatever you want to share. So any moment where you feel like that you may have not known your worth at the moment.
Let me tell you this. Honestly, it's like an everyday thing that I'm learning about myself every single day. I'm learning about my
Ongoing.
worth and my value every day. But I've had many experiences to help me, thank God, alhamdulillah. I mean, without these experiences, I wouldn't know, right?
Yeah.
I wouldn't be where I am today. Alhamdulillah. So, I mean, you have to go through them. But when you have these experiences come at you, please do not take them to that extreme where you're putting yourself down. Do not get to that negative side because the negative is going to shoot at you. The negative is going to shoot at you. So you got to make sure you acknowledge it and catch it and be like, nope, not today.
Right.
Not today. And just keep it going. Just have that mindset. I'm sure the people that's around you might be negative, but if you just could find ways, like read books and find ways to encourage yourself that you got this, I promise you got this. Everyone has it. I mean, it should be in them since they're young, but sadly we don't have it.
Mm-hmm.
But again, share what you have to others so you could build their self-esteem. I mean, you have to help what you got, the strength that you got, like smiling, right? Going outside and just smiling, talking, speaking, seeing who's out there, who's sad, who's not. Like, I had a gentleman today just come inside and just said, please, can you just buy me 2 donuts? I'm like, of course I will. Come on in. Like, out of the blue. I mean, be generous. This is why you're here. You're here to be good, share your message, know your purpose in life, and just keep going. Life is simple. I promise.
All right, Yusuf Dabbit, shout out to the best Bridge Academy teacher when I was there. Little bro Yusuf chiming in. Yeah, so shout out to little bro Yusuf. We got big bro and little bro in the building.
That's great.
Shema, passing it to you. If you feel comfortable with sharing, was there a moment where you felt like that, hey, I may have not known
I'm not going
my
to talk
worth?
about myself, but I'm going to talk about something that is a little bit risky, okay? And it's something that we can all recognize that happens that I think I'm going to, like, shake the table a little bit. I was thinking about it when Kamer was talking. I was like, should I talk about this? But you know what? I'm here for it. I'm the real and the raw, right? So, like, we're going to do it.
Let's get it.
Okay, this is a big thing that happens in our community. So we talk about surrounding ourselves with good people, right? Support the people that are around us. And we talk about, you said something about your friends, which and it literally sparked something in my head. But how about relationships that happen that you gravitate towards because you're in a low spot of your life, right? So, like, for example, let's talk about like opposite relationships that end up happening because somebody's they think, or because they weren't raised in such in a way, so they're ultimately going where they're running into a relationship because they don't know how they really feel about themselves. And that happens all the time. You hear girls that are heartbroken, you hear girls that are doing things that are crazy, guys too, that are doing things that are absolutely, we didn't hear these stuff back in the day. And it's because people are forgetting who they really are and what they actually put themselves in. So, like, what about that? What about people that are gravitating towards, they need somebody, they need that comfort, they need that touch, they need that love, they need that support. So they gravitate towards starting a relationship, and they're not in that state of mind, right? And this is one thing that I share with a lot of people, okay? When you are at that stage in your life and you need that support and you're craving that longing feeling of, like, love, touch, loneliness, whatever the case may be, tell yourself that's the drought. That's the drought. And guess what? Do you water in a drought? Do we have water? How are you going to water other people? How do you plan on watering a whole other human being when you're in a drought? You literally have no water to give, right? So when we're at a situation, we're at our lowest, that's when we tend to realize that we need to give more. And that should be a realization to you that that's absolutely a time when you should control it and work on yourself. So I know we talked about supporting ourselves, and it happens in day-to-day functions and friends and stuff like that. But for the young folk that watch this podcast, and you tend to, like, relate to the other gender because you're not really, you want somebody to tell you look nice, or because of the way you want that, like, affirmation or that solidification. Figure out that it comes from within you, because I'll tell you something, you guys, and I absolutely love this. Confidence is contagious. Mm-hmm. So when you're confident and when you hold your charisma, Ooh, baby, because I'll tell you, when I walk into a room, my presence is felt. And that's only because I know who I am. And I don't care. See, I was able to talk about this, knowing that this is a big one, right? But it doesn't matter because it's something that needs to be happen. It's something that needs to be said. And you yourself need to be able to recognize that you're at a spot in your life where it might not be the best version of yourself. And that's what we're striving for. So don't get mad that you're not your perfect person, but do get mad if you're allowing people to take advantage of you because you are allowing people to step on you when you have cracks in your drought.
All right. Before I pass it to you, big sis, Miss Mooring again said yes. If you aren't feeling total acceptance for who you aren't feeling your worth. It is having the courage to be authentic and honest with your so-called friends. It's scary but worth it. So thank you, Miss Mooring, for sharing that. And so, big sis, the mic is on you. Can you give us a time where you may have not known your worth?
Okay, so let's go back all the way back to high school.
Okay,
we were in high school. Basically, I was the type of person, first of all, I didn't grow up with sisters, you know? I grew up with neighbors and friends and whatever, but I didn't have my own sister. I didn't have someone to tell me, like, to give me advice or to kind of steer me to the right way or for someone to tell me, like, listen, be yourself, you are who you are. So I learned how to adapt easy. I could be friends with anybody. I could, whoever you are, I will adapt instantly, you know? Because I wanted to feel like, you know, connected to people. I wanted to feel like a part of something or, you know, whatever.
Right.
So exactly. So you lose who you are,
Right.
you know? And I remember senior year, I was valedictorian because, like I said, I got all A's.
What the heck?
Yeah.
You're a You're a freaking rock star, man.
Listen,
She is.
You know,
Mashallah.
mashallah.
I was only allowed to go to school if I kept all A's. Or school, you can't go to school. But listen, imagine.
Can we do a high school graduate? Wouldn't you?
Stop, I hate you. Listen, so imagine you're a valedictorian, right? Everybody's talking about what they're going to be when they grow up. Everybody's talking about which college they're going to go to. And I knew I wasn't going to go to school. Like, I knew I wasn't going to go. That was not something that I can do, you know? And I was a people pleaser. Whatever they said, I did. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
So I remember in the yearbook, and this is the lowest part of, like, my whole entire life. I remember in the yearbook, you know, when it says, like, you know, future occupation.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not going to embarrass myself and actually write a job because I'm not going to work. Like, I'm not. Stop!
Go ahead. I just want to make sure.
Yeah, like, I'm not going to work. I'm not going to. So what I put down is, as long as I get to help someone.
That's beautiful.
That's it. You know, I'm you're making this very difficult for me
Okay,
to talk about.
I'm sorry. Okay.
Anyways, so that's when I was at my lowest, and then things went downhill from there. I kept saying yes to everything that was asked of me to do, until I got into a car accident, you know, and at that moment, everything was clear, you know, because I could have died.
Right.
And did I live for me?
Right.
No. I had my son at home. Thank God he was still at home. He was 10 months. You know what I'm saying? So at that moment, I was like, you know what? I gotta, you know, live for me. And slowly, and he's 11. You know what I'm saying? And I'm finally becoming the person who I want to be. You know what I'm saying?
It's okay.
So it went through. It's me going through all of that and finally knowing who I am and being true to who I am and doing all the mistakes because I'm not perfect. You know what I'm saying? You know, no one is perfect.
No one is perfect.
And through all of that, I'm still working on my self-worth because I still can't say no. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes. But I feel like it's a start. I'm starting to realize who I am. I'm starting to, you know, so basically, you know, be true to yourself and
True to yourself. Take steps
so
forward.
that was where I felt my
Don't go
self-worth.
back.
I just want to say, as her brother, I know I was kind of joking with the sound bites and stuff, but as her brother, I can't tell you, if somebody were to ask me who's someone that you've seen grow and see somebody know their worth over time, I can't tell you how, you know, Abiyat is the one
So proud
that
of
comes
you.
to my mind.
So proud of
I
you. Keep
remember when
going.
she called me telling me that she was going to get married right after high school. I was so mad at her. I don't know if you
Yeah, he
remember the
didn't
phone
come
call.
to my wedding, so.
I didn't. I mean, but it was in Yemen, and I was in America.
But Ali Muhammad and Nash came, and so shout
My
out
mom,
to them.
Allah yarhamah, my mom and dad told me to hold down the fort. They told me to hold down the
Whatever.
fort. But I was not happy either. I was not happy she was getting married because
felt
I
that.
knew,
You
she
felt her. You
valedictorian.
Exactly.
She was. I knew who she was, and I got upset that was the situation. I was upset at my parents too because it was it was a mutual, I guess, decision, and so at the end of the day, alhamdulillah, I'm happy to see where you've become, and I'm starting to see it with my own two eyes.
Everything happens for a reason. Everything.
I wouldn't be
everything.
who I am, like you said.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I think that's
Whatever comes your way, just take it, accept it, and absorb what you're feeling and let it go and just know who you are. It's supposed to teach you who you are in your words. So start little, share your information with the little ones because they really need it, you guys.
Oh, yeah.
There's so much kids, it's so neglected. I mean, I see it every day. Even them walking with their parents, you can see kids and how they feel, like their heads down, feeling sad, and mom's either on the phone or just holding, not even paying attention.
Yeah, we see it with students all the time. I mean, it's just one of those situations where we'll know just off how the student is acting that the student is.
I remember there was this one year where we had like career day where you dress up as what you want to be when you grow up, and there were kids that were actually said, "I want to be Miss Thabit," not a teacher. They want, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, you know what?
Beautiful.
Or I want to be Mr. Thabit. Like they'll
Beautiful.
actually, they don't say teacher. They don't say whatever. Like, and then that's when you know, okay, I'm reaching somebody. You know, that's all that matters.
You're fulfilling your purpose in
Yeah,
life.
you're
Feel
reaching
good.
that little,
Yeah.
Definitely, and we have HN giving a hand signal. Hand clapping emojis. So she's clapping
Beautiful.
for what's being said. So Shay, I'm gonna move down. Next topic to you. The next question to you, and steps people can take to know their worth. So I guess what are some steps, if you have any, about how people can master knowing their worth?
Okay, just like in everything in life, we go back to root, right? And that's recognizing, right? So we need to recognize that there's a problem. So when we recognize that there aren't really much things in practice right now for us to do to work on that, and realize that we just found out that, hey, maybe we got a problem with ourselves, and maybe it's we don't really love ourselves, or maybe we don't really take care of ourselves the way we should, our mental, our physical, our emotional, right? So we just recognize that. But then we also need to recognize that there's no practice on how we're supposed to do this. And then now all of a sudden, when people start saying like, hey, you should try this, or you should try this, or you should try this, you're not really gravitating towards that because it's not a practice that we were used to, or that's a practice that we can even like think about, right? So the one thing that I'm going to tell you is, when you're in that stage of whatever, when you're in that stage of low, right? So it can be sad, mad, angry, right? So when you're in that low point of your life, you need to recognize that whatever you're doing is not working. So it's time to change. So you need to recognize that whatever you're doing is not working. It's time to do something different, right? Sometimes you need to get comfortable with getting uncomfortable, right? So that's just something that it's just.
clap or something.
Okay.
Yeah, he doesn't do the sounds with me.
Sorry.
He only picks on you. I feel.
just-
And then how come we don't
This
get
is
the?
what we do
And then
all
I'm gonna
At
download
work,
an app. So whenever the guest or whenever I might say something, we can do it too.
There you go.
But absolutely. So I feel like we need to understand that first we need to go to the root problem. And the root is that it's just starting to become something that we're consistently starting to hear. Like, for example, a big one would be like affirmations, right? So affirmations is not something that I would tell you like, hey, go to the mirror and tell me 3 times that you love yourself and that you're worthy and that you're this and you're this. Be like, is this girl kidding me?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? And a lot of us are going to think like that. I don't care what you say. Like, it's just not a practice that we have. But then when somebody's coming up to you and be like, try it. What you're doing is not working. Try it my way. What do you have? What do you have to lose? So my thing is start looking at the strategies that you're blocking because you don't want to look at it. That's number one. There's ways. There's affirmations. There's meditation. There's exercise. There's eating right. Believe it or not, 99.9% of the times, if you're sad or if you're angry or if you have some type of low self-esteem, it tends to come from either body image, skin problems, body issues, things like that, or it comes from like disease. In my case, I had a problem with my weight, but did I suffer with my self-worth? You know what I mean? But I got over it. You know what I mean? And you guys, you guys are talking to a girl that's a suicide. I'm a suicide, like a survivor. Like I did this stuff like multiple times. So you're talking about somebody that literally looks at her scars and literally uses them as like, no, like these are my armor. This is what I'm here for. I'm here to like, alhamdulillah, that I didn't, it wasn't successful. You know what I mean? And it's because I realized what I was doing wasn't working. It wasn't working. You need to try something different. That's one. Is find different strategies.
Seriously.
And then the other one that I just want to mention too is ask yourself this. And Abby, this goes back to what you said. She said 80% of our thoughts are negative, right? Okay. So now think about this. So what you're projecting in your head. Ask yourself, what do you want to be? What is it? Okay, scratch that. Not what you want to be. What you are. Okay? Because that's actually more real. What you are. Are those thoughts who you are? If the answer is no, then there's a problem with your self-worth, right? And then that means that you need to recognize that there's an issue and that work needs to be done, okay? How do you do that? Is you collectively bring yourself to your ultimate version of yourself. So we want to get back to best, right? Best, best, best. So if you're not working on yourself in a physical aspect, work on yourself on emotional. If you're not working yourself on emotional, work on yourself on a mental. Not mentally, then do it in your dietary. Do it in any type of an ailment in your life that you can figure out how to benefit it, and I guarantee you will start to feel worthy in that aspect of your life.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, Shay. And one last time, I'm going to have to give you a round of applause as well. Great job. Definitely. And so I'm passing to Abir now. Same question basically is, I guess, steps people can take to master and to know their worth.
So a lot of what Shayma said is very valid. So all of it, what she said was valid. I'm just going to add a couple more things to that. I think the first thing that you need to do is know yourself. And you've been saying that since the beginning.
Yeah.
Know yourself. And you guys know it's crazy, and I don't care if it's cringy or weird or whatever, but I love like personality quizzes. I like kind of figuring out like what I like, what I don't like. Listen, okay, I didn't know myself for a long time, Shayma. Don't shake your head.
No,
I
no.
need, you know?
I love that you love that because I suck at stuff like that. I'm like,
it
I love
helps.
all of them. And I'm just like,
Oh, no.
I end up becoming all of them, like air, like refresh.
INGF people, if you know who you are, it's me. Anyways, so I love that. I actually wrote down, I have in my notes, like what do I like, what do I don't like, I had to because I really, like, wallah, like I'm telling you guys, I did not know what I liked.
You were doing the work.
No,
You know?
it's so hard.
It's so
Well, it's
hard.
so
That's
that's
the
what
work.
when you say go back to simplicity or go back to self or go back to that's the actual work. It's stuff like that that's what I'm telling you. I look at a personality test and I'd rather do a calc test.
That's crazy.
Wallah.
I love that stuff.
Like it makes me like, oh, I want to pick all of them or I don't know. Or I just be like, you know what? It just pisses me off.
I'm gonna give you the one that is really easy to figure out. I got you. I'm gonna send it to you.
Okay.
But I can send it to you too if you want. I love that type of stuff. But anyways, so I wrote everything down. This is what I like. This is how I view myself. Just so in the future, if I ever am with someone, I know who I am and this is what it is. And if you like it, you like it. You don't like it, you don't like it. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm confident, and I feel like that stems from self-worth. I'm sorry. That's number one. Number two is forgive yourself.
Absolutely.
Forgive yourself for the mistakes that you make. Forgive yourself for looking at yourself like that.
Oh, I love that.
At a low level. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yes.
Forgive your younger self for making those decisions based on other people's choices or opinions or whatever. Forgive that younger you so you can grow. Because I feel like I had to like literally like tell myself it's okay. Alhamdulillah. Life is great, right? Isn't that your motto?
Yes, LIG.
So
Life is
LIG,
great.
you know what I'm saying? But yes, okay. And then enhance your self-love, so self-love. I have to work on that stuff. To be honest.
Feed yourself every day. You're taking the steps forward, so you should be proud of yourself. And you're doing a great job. Everyone's doing a great job. Just got to believe in yourself and literally stop the people that are on the negative side. If you feel uncomfortable with that talk that someone said that you can't do or you don't trust that, trust yourself.
Yep.
Know
Absolutely.
yourself.
I loved what you said, and I feel like we need to start normalizing greatness, and not have it be something that's like an achievement. Like, oh, if I'm great, then no. Great should be on a daily basis. You should be great. We should be doing greatness every, and we are, and we are. Great shouldn't be this hard word that we can't say because I'm not feeling great or I'm not feeling at the top capacity. Great. If you're doing something today, like what we did today is great, but do we feel great about ourselves?
I usually
You know what I
feel
mean?
good. I usually feel good after
Our
the
topics
conversations.
sometimes, well, I'm like, wow, that felt so good.
Yeah.
No, absolutely.
Yeah,
on
yeah.
Tuesdays. I'm talking about on
yeah,
Tuesdays.
yeah.
On Tuesdays, we're good. Like Tuesday,
Yeah.
I feel like, you know what? I'm great. I feel great about myself. But you guys, on Wednesday, I just did that 24 hours ago. Why do I feel like crap on Wednesday? You know what I mean? Or why do I always need that solidification? And it goes back to exactly that.
Yeah.
So that's crazy.
Yeah, every
So-
day
well,
work
I'm
on
glad-
yourself.
I'm
Every day
glad.
take a step. Every
We need to
moment.
start normalizing that
Yes.
we are great and we are great people.
You know why that it's so hard to recognize? Like, so say for instance, someone tells me, like even before when you're like, you're a velvet, I'm like, yeah, whatever. Like I didn't want to get the compliment. I didn't want to get, or when someone says you look nice today, yeah, it was just from whatever. Like you downplay it. Or when someone says, what do you do? I'm just a teacher. 'Cause
Acceptance. You have to accept what people tell you.
Compliments,
Those
yes.
are beautiful. Those are beautiful words. You should be encouraged and excited and happy and feel every joy in your heart.
It's just
Very
because
important.
at the same time, we grew up in a situation where it's kind of like showing off as like you're showing off. You
Yeah,
know
that's
what
the
I'm saying?
problem. I think it's because
You're
I
trying
was
to
gonna say
humble
it's other
yourself,
people that
you
make
know?
you feel that way too,
But
though.
humble self-worth. It's okay to be happy about what you be proud or whatever. But it's hard because when there's people,
It's all
we
about
can't
the
stop thinking about
wordings.
people.
It's
We
not
have
what
to
you
say
say, it's how you say it.
There you go.
Yes, there you go.
It's not what you say, it's how you say it always.
It really is. Words are powerful. So
And then the last one is taking responsibility. So if you do want to be better, you gotta do better, right? You gotta, what you're doing is not working. You gotta figure
Fix
out what
it.
works.
Yes.
Yep.
Fine.
Change
And
it.
that's where you can have self-worth. That's why I feel like at the end, finally, you'll have self-worth.
Right.
So great strategies. You could use many things, just like Shay mentioned about, walking, exercising. Those are all very important. You must do this. You got to take care of your senses. Just go back to your senses. It's that simple.
Yeah. We
Seriously.
forget.
Yeah,
I mean,
so-
COVID should have woke us up. I mean,
Yeah.
if
We used
anything.
to take walks every single day. We used to get
Oh my
together. We
goodness,
used to go to my uncle Adnan's house in Warren. All of us.
Oh, I love
it was
that.
the best. And now we don't do it. What's up, guys? Troop Fitness. Let's go. Troop Fitness.
So, got some steps for people? Any advice? I mean, I know they did a great job, but do you got any more steps you want to
I
add?
will say to go back to yourself. Self. I mean, every day with every breath. Just go back to self and know that you're beautiful. You don't need no one to tell you anything. Just know that you're beautiful by telling yourself if you don't know. Don't count on others. I mean, others could say things and try to give you some good advice, which you want to take them, but just know yourself. Like every day know yourself that you are here for a reason. You have this great purpose and you could do it because you're here. You're breathing.
You do 3 things that I've picked up on her, you guys, and she's just not going to answer that question really good. I'll answer it for her because she
Go.
does.
I love
There's
it.
3 things that she does that I was like, and I told you. I told you the
Yeah.
first day, I'm copying that. But 100%, there's 3 things. Number 1 is she waters plants. Okay. Now, if people really want actual okay, you know what? I don't want all of that fluff stuff talk no, give me actual things. Okay, watering plants. Watering plants it's weird because you start connecting with the bigger thing, right? The roots.
I love that.
That's what she does. Another thing you do is you're very you give people a lot of affirmations and positivity. So you're very you're beautiful. Good morning, sunshine. This have a wonderful day. You're very positive, Pally. I call
What
you
you
positive.
give out comes back.
Yeah,
Remember that.
And
Yep.
it's not easy to do that, by the way.
Right.
It's not.
It's
Because
not. And that's why it's
Confidence,
whoa. It's every day too. It's
Yeah.
whoa. She never takes a break.
Mashallah.
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 Okay, mashallah, tabarak
We need
rahman.
more of
But
that,
yeah,
more of that.
that's
Because
what.
we're in
Come
an
on, that's why
environment
these are
that's
things
very
that
low.
when people really haven't I been Bro, I'm telling you guys, I wake up every day and I'm like, whoa, maybe it's working.
Yeah,
And
that's
I'm telling you guys, from a person that collectively puts in the work and collectively is conscious enough to be able to articulate words to you guys. And alhamdulillah, that's one of the blessings that I have from God. I'm able to articulate words very well, right? So when I'm actually doing the work right now, I'm telling you guys it works. It works. If you guys don't know the actual things that you need to do to make it work, I'm telling you, simply as go on a walk, not in the neighborhood that makes you sad or mad. Go in a different neighborhood, do a little bit of exploring. That's fun. Sometimes when you do it by yourself, it's even better. Number 2 that you do is you do some type of morning like sunbathe.
Yeah, I love that. I love your view, mashallah.
I love
You know,
yeah, I love
she
that.
sunbathes. She literally
I
takes
look
she
good.
connects
I'm
us
like,
back
damn, that
to
looks so nice.
yeah. She connects back to like the actual things that actually we take advantage, like plant, like touching like the grass and like the. And I'm just like this, like it actually makes you
Calm.
centered and realize where life is simple. Remember
It
how you
is.
always say
Life is simple,
Life is
you
simple.
guys.
So
Just
if it's
understand
not
that.
simple, you need to simplify it. And how do you simplify it? You start adding a little bit of a routine, a little bit of regimes into your daily activities to make it easier.
If you're in a
you
funk,
know?
just go outside.
Yeah, wallah.
If you are in a
Nature.
funk, please get up and go outside and breathe the air that is around us. Please.
You know? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, being mindful. Someone just commented, yes, forgive, my wife said, and Khalid said, stay humble. So those are all great, definitely great topics as well. I mean, great words of advice that you guys just gave. And now we gotta go into the final word. But before we do that, I just want to give a shout out to our second sponsor, BC Adhesives, who is also a gold sponsor, located in Franklin, Wisconsin. You can go to BC Adhesives for all of your industrial adhesives needs. They do food packaging, book binding, product assembly, and many other industrial services. If you're in need of adhesives for your business or are having trouble with your current adhesive applications, you can contact them by phone. Their number is 1-888-679-9825 or through their website, www.bcadhesives.com. Shout out to Matt and Terry Cassidy, Ed and Jake, great people from Wisconsin. Matt is actually now in Michigan, so great guy, by the way, and want to catch up with him. My old roommate, Matt Cassidy, great person. So my wife just said, thanks, Kamer, feeling the positivity and love. We got people watching. Kamer is in the building. We gotta have to have Kamer on the show more now because we got people viewing and everything like that.
I would love to do many shows with you, especially with the kids. I want to get back to our youth.
Yeah.
They're very important. We
Yeah.
love you. Stay strong. Never give up.
Yes, alhamdulillah. So basically now is the final word time. I know time goes by fast and now we're already at the final
at this
word.
time.
Yeah, so yes. So Kamer, I'm gonna start off with you. All right, final word. Somebody that's listening, how you want to wrap up everything that was just mentioned today? Basically, however way you want to wrap it up.
Stay true to yourself. Know that you are worthy and you are valued. You are important. You are loved. Just stay true to yourself and know thyself.
Thank you.
Life
Thank
is
you
great.
so much.
Alhamdulillah.
Life is great.
Alhamdulillah, very good. Shay, I'm going to pass it on to you now. Final word about knowing your self-worth, the importance of it.
Ultimately, you can't nobody's going to put in the work unless it's you. So the faster you realize it, the faster you can work on it, the faster it gets done, the faster you can work on another problem in your life, right? So ultimately, recognize that there's a problem, or if you do or if you don't, shed light on people that do. And then if you are a person that is suffering from a feeling of like self-worthiness, then honestly put in the work. Do the work. Try to get better. Be that story. Be that person that's, you know what? I was miserable. And I was like, you know what? I listened to a podcast and it just, something happened. I was like, I'm not going to feel sorry for myself anymore. Or I'm not going to do this anymore for myself. Or whatever the case, whatever needs to trigger in your head, let it trigger. And tell yourself that I want to be that story that's going to be a story that I can actually press to people, that it's going to be that motivation that people needs to be. You are inspiration if you allow yourself to inspire others. And that's very, very important. You guys, my story, because I'm nothing. I don't have a degree. I don't have nothing. I don't do.
Don't say it.
But hold on, wait. But how much people do I inspire?
SubhanAllah.
Because I tell my story, and because I went through a phase where it was really, really sad and mad and angry, and I use it to better life. And so that's what I'm telling you guys. We can all have these these great gifts that we can give people, and that comes from nothing, from the nothingness that we can give to make somebody's life matter. Because this is again, this is coming from somebody that literally contemplated life. So go back to recognizing the issue. If there's an issue, work on it. And that's honestly that I want to just say. If there's an issue, work on it.
Yeah, I was gonna say self-awareness.
Yeah.
To know self-worth is important to
That's
first of all start.
that you know how conscious you are, because it's like you might take this and like, oh, she's telling you like this, and you might be getting it like offensive or taking it in a weird way or whatever. But you guys don't understand how powerful it is. You know how connected I am with myself and my body. I know we have stages of infections, which is crazy. I know when my body is literally about to get sick. Like, it's crazy because I've done the work. I've consciously put in the work and put in the effort to collectively know what's bothering me and what are my triggers and what's this and what's that. So when you put in the work and you recognize that it's okay. It's okay if you're not okay. That's life. And this normalization of let's be perfect and let's keep our stuff hidden in the house and nobody talk about whatever, that's all BS. And the more you talk about it and the more you normalize whatever's happening behind closed doors, the more normal it gets.
Big sis, final word.
You know, the best movies are like coming up stories. You know what I'm saying? When they had a hard life and then they figured it out and then, you know, they became true to themselves. Okay, so I saw this on a TED Talk, so I'm gonna be cringy and I'm gonna do it in front of you guys. Okay. So.
Oh, here we go. She got a
I
prop.
love her.
She got a prop. Oh, is that a 50? Is that
Yeah.
real?
So if I
Give me it.
if I said, who
I'm
wants
hungry.
this $50 bill? Everybody, you want it, right?
Oh my God, I watched this TED
everybody-
Talk.
Everybody wants this 50, right? Okay.
I know
right?
what you're gonna do next.
Do you still want it?
Yes.
If I stepped on it, would you still want it?
Yes.
If a little piece of it got ripped off, would you still want it?
Yes.
Did it lose its worth?
No.
You will not lose your worth through the battles that you go through. You will not lose your worth through the mistakes that you made. You will not lose your worth through the challenges, through the trials, the tribulations, the you know, everything, the negative comments, all of that stuff. You won't lose your worth.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
this 50 is mine though. Now I'm not gonna.
That was beautiful.
That was so beautiful.
Thank you guys.
I love
You know,
that.
she owed me 50, so I'm glad she whipped out a $50 bill. No, but that is awesome. Thank you so much, everybody. Again, for people that are watching, feel free to chime in before we end the show because we got 20 viewers watching. These are like most viewers that we've
beautiful.
had so far. So
Hey, we gotta get you on,
please
girl.
feel free to chime in if any last minute comments. Thank you again, Kamer, for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yes, for sure. And it goes by quick when you're having a good time.
Absolutely,
Shayma, awesome
absolutely.
job
You guys
again.
did
And
awesome.
Big sis, awesome job. And if you guys want to watch the show, we got Laugh Aloud that still has value, chiming in on that $50 bill moment. HN, I don't know, people, YouTube names, you know what I'm saying? Everybody has some random YouTube names. But again, if you want to watch the show later, it's going to be available on Oz Media 313 YouTube page. And then if you want to just listen to the show, it's Oz Media, Apple, and Spotify podcasts. And sponsors, BC Adhesives and Vulcan House. Anybody want final comments, anything? I know you already did your final word, but anything you want to add on?
Let's stay tuned to next Tuesday. What do we got next Tuesday?
And next Tuesday we will talk about that after the show because I do want to talk about that. But we do have some good ones coming up. We got the
All right, you guys want to stay tuned?
yeah. Stay tuned. 7:00.
This one was a good one for
if,
sure.
And if you guys have things that you want us to talk about, always
Yeah.
feel free to reach out.
Whoever, right?
Yeah.
If you guys are not even comfortable reaching out to like specific people or
Yeah.
whatever, just reach out to whoever you
Yeah,
see
for
here.
sure.
You know.
You know,
And if you
we're
wanna
here.
also be on the show.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
you feel
Reach
something
out.
passionate about.
Come on.
Yeah.
Thank
But
you.
we're not, and something that we need to all clear, and I know we didn't do this the first day, is nobody here is ever going to claim to be like a therapist or claim
no.
to have the
Oh, no.
credentials
Yeah.
to,
We're
we're
regular-
just here experiencing our
regular
stories.
schmigglers.
We're regular
just
schmegular,
beautiful
average
people.
average
We're just
Joes
beautiful
just
people.
living life and just, you know, just doing our
Trying
due
to figure it
diligence.
out.
Yeah, we're doing our due diligence. We're just trying. We're not, this is something new. Nobody's done this before, so we might as well, you know, we're trying.
Very
So-
new. Very new for
Yeah.
me,
Especially-
Hey,
especially
and by the way,
Kamer.
can we clap it up for Kamer? This is
Woo,
the first
woo,
time
woo!
being on the show or being live in
And if
front of
I
the
could
camera
do
like
it,
this.
you could do it.
Yeah.
So
That's
come on
one thing that we
board.
need to start doing is really motivating each other.
Yes, 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 yes.
That's
And
it.
knowing that, hey, listen, man, listen, man, listen, man. It's not
We're
just
here for
1,
you.
2, 3 girls anymore, guys. Khalas. It's becoming something that's normalized. We need to start normalizing faces and need to start normalizing that if somebody has something to say, we can say it.
Yep.
Yes,
We're
thank
all
you so
here
much.
for everyone if anyone needs.
Yeah,
anyone,
always,
please.
always, always.
And feel free, you guys can reach out to us on Motivate Me 313. You can message me, Shay Strong.
Forever.
Instagram, Shay Strong Forever. Abir Tabe, pick a date, whatever y'all want. Reach out to any of us, personal. Reach out to us too, if you topics that is, and shows. If y'all want to come on the show. Just want to end it off with some Kamer love you Kamer, keep it up, diamond for life. Kamer always so positive. She added beautiful regular people. Emel mentioned that my wife, that is. Khalid Hussein said, don't give up on your dreams.
Yes.
And it's a great job, Kamer. Keep it up, Kamer. People are
thank
commenting.
you.
So thank you so much for people that watch.
So
Again,
Love is real.
yeah,
Yes,
we go
thank you so
live
much.
Tuesdays, 7 o'clock p.m. Tuesdays at 7 o'clock we go live. So you guys can subscribe and you guys will get the notification as well. Have a great rest of your Tuesday and we will see you all next